Welcome to the One to Pacific, where it's the 12th of February, 1942, in the Wirraway versus Encircled Save by Mail campaign. Our major operations this turn is the attack at Diamond Harbor and the landings in the Torres Strait. And of course, protecting our transport, our amphibious task forces that are closing in on Calcutta. This is just a small fast transport task force resupplying our Special Naval Landing Force unit, company-sized unit that's attempting to rid New Britain of the last Australians. Another small Special Naval Landing Force unit landing to take Bencalis. There comes the landing at Horn Island. It looks like that Horn Island has not been reinforced. That's good. Those Naval Guard units should be able to take it comfortably. I'm guessing those retreating messages are related to motor torpedo boats operating out of Calcutta. Looks like something is approaching Suva from the south. Okay, so is bombers have picked up where our carriers are operating, where Cardiff 5 is operating. Betty's from Port Moresby soften up the defenders in the Torres Straits. He sent some Wirraways after my shipping at Apari. Interesting. His V-17s go after a Special Naval Landing Force unit on Cebu. see how our attacks go. It wasn't the base force, it was one of the army headquarters. Fifth Engineers. So only a little better than 1-to-1, but all the losses are on the enemy side. So we'll go ahead and give the 55th Engineers the go ahead to try to take Yungai next turn. Yeah, so turned out to be a very one-sided fight at Horn Island. Ah, so this is why his bombers. I assume this is what his bombers. But the third Special Naval Landing Force unit pretty easily handles the shock attack by Philippine Understrength Philippine Division, even supported by B-17s. It's good to see that single independent mortar battalion has solved the one-sided attrition problem from the bombardments at Kopang, and these units are just about rested uh, and ready for what I think will be the final fight in the next couple of days. This looks to be one-sided. Paratroopers cleaning up dot bases. Okay. Looks like a good all-around turn. Only thing that bit of an issue is, though I didn't really expect, he doesn't have much naval strike capability anymore in the Philippines. Gonna have to provide adequate cap to the rest of these landings here. I can do that from the airfield at Apari, but because he has, though it's not clearly evident, he has about 30, maybe 25 P-40Bs and P-40Es still in the Philippines. And any cap I put up, I've got to make sure it's layered and heavy, otherwise, uh, over my bases. Otherwise, his sweeps can do quite a bit of damage, while his naval strike capability is very limited unless he commits the P-40Es. I think he's only got about 7 of them left in the Philippines. So the risk is pretty low. Um, the P-40Es can carry 500-pound bombs. They're not very good at it. So um, I thought the risk reasonable, but because he's gone after them, I think it's time to make sure that's not possible, particularly since most of the division is offloaded but I need these supplies and I need them intact. So we'll have to commit some zeros. I've just about reassembled Pine and Coup, which is what I was waiting for. So the uh, the whole Sentai can provide layered cap. So I'll assemble it and then divide it to provide layered cap over a power reactor. And it'll probably take a couple turns to land all this supply safely. These are reinforcements heading towards our southern Philippine operations. Let's just check and see how the third SNLF fared. It's a veteran unit. It's in good shape. So sort of shrugged off that shock attack. Let's check and see how we're doing down at Kopang. Disruption and fatigue is getting to reasonable levels. Still a lot of disabled squads, but I think we're just about in a position to finish off that phase one objective. Our deception task forces will now turn around. These battleships actually are, as part of the deception, are really on their way to Cure. Nagato and Hyuga need the big shipyard at Cure. So they're just taking the roundabout way. They're showing the flag, if you will. Horn Island operations good. Our air headquarters getting close. Looks like he's heading in toward raid Suva. We have some destroyers and a small light cruiser there. I think this is tricky because there might be cruisers, there might be destroyers. But I think in the traditions of the Japanese Navy, these destroyers at least need to put up a fight, because this will be a night action. They'll come in, try to bombard. So the 35 knot destroyers should be able to at least tangle with whatever he's got and then break contact. Anything in the Aleutians? Nothing particular. We're resupplying Shima Island. And we're ready for the attack at Wuchao. And as I suspected, he's trying to withdraw. I don't believe he made those withdrawal orders in time. Here, we've cleared out this hex so the armor units can try to establish a bridgehead at Tenshui while supporting the attack on Kumchang with the infantry as it approaches. 32nd Division can advance, and these are largely shredded units from combat around Xi'an, so single division, even in times 3 terrain, should be able to deal with them. He must have detected the cap over Hami, or it got weathered in, but either way, we'll begin our advance on Urumqi. Let's just check in. So the armor regiments will cross over into Jambi. Looks like it's undefended. Hopefully we can flip that without having to attack. Either way, they'll move down from the north and take Palembang. Intentionally left Bravo Lima untaken because I really would prefer these guys to retreat out of this hex rather than fight to the death. Though I don't really know the algorithm, whether in the algorithm it matters. These two armor regiments will move to Medan along with the part of 21st Division, and they'll be part of our third echelon troops headed towards India. And that's about it. Those two transports are there to pick up a naval headquarters, which is Second Fleet headquarters, which is moving to Georgetown. That will we move to Rangoon just to give us some rearm refuel capability. And we've also got an AKE and eventually an AD or two, multiples of both that will move. We're moving into the Indian Ocean to support our naval units operating there. Where they'll be operating for 6 months to a year, I would suspect. Anyway, I look forward to our next chance to talk.